We are live for the 5th time that I'm properly counting. I think for today's live, we might just go through what I'm up to in the garden today. So at the moment, I'm doing a pest and fungicide spray using phosphorus acid and imidacloprid. So the phosphorus acid will should do something for a few of the fungal issues, and imidacloprid will do something for the pests like scale, which is mainly the only thing I get. I'm just constantly pulling out the weeds, making sure all these pots don't have any weeds. As soon as they get to the stage of almost seeding, I pull them out, so then you don't get 50 more coming up. Any that are tipping over, I really need to get on top of that, because you get them when they grow up and they get these wonky looks on them, which for me it's not too big of a deal, because once I get them in the ground, they'll sort themselves out, you know. And then also, yeah, just keeping up the fertilizer, water if they need it, but they haven't because it's been raining so much. All these smaller ones, they're growing, they're really trying to get out their mature growth now. You can more so see it in these guys, like I've shown before. Like that guy there, he's really getting some mature looks. Sort of giving me an idea of how many of these smaller seedlings are really going to be nice looking cactus, hybrids that I want, genetics that I want. Yeah, but there's quite a few that I'm not going to want, so I'll have to do a big sale or something at some point. And that'd be like, for example, this one right here. I know it's still young, but it's not doing much for me at the moment. And like guys like this, they're already showing some character, and it's looking a bit nicer than that one over there. What I've also recently noticed is I've had guys like this one here, and it's always been fairly spiky, but it's never done too much for me. It gets a little bit of a blue, bit of the striations and all that. One down. And so usually it looked like this from here, and it's decent. It's like, oh yeah, whatever. But recently it's been getting these notches. These V's are very indented at the top, and it's just sort of changed. Like it never did the V's at the top, the indentations. So to me, it's starting to look a lot nicer, which has surprised me, because a lot of the time they start to show their mature growth at like that stage, like this guy. But that gets excited because of how big this one is and this one is. And already I'm loving the way this one's looking. So it's telling me, is this guy gonna get like more mature, better looks? Same as that one there. And this one, like this one looks phenomenal. Recently I've been picking off fruits. So I've got one left on this guy. Maybe that guy if he takes, but I don't think he's gonna take. He might, but I don't think so. I actually can't remember if I pollinated him. Oh, over here I got my Echinopsis. It's got last fruit there. I did try and pollinate these other two, but they don't look like they've taken at all. It does look like it's got another flower there. But I don't know, they're looking a bit dodgy. Not sure if they'll keep taking, but most of the fruit's done with that. Still got, I think, one more fruit over on this Spacianus. Yeah, this one fruit, which is actually ready now. You can see, if I can get it focused. There's a split at the bottom. It's a bit dark, but there's a split at the bottom. I'll just pick it now. So, that's from me. Oh, come on. There we go. That's from me tearing it there. But as soon as you see a split like this, that means the fruit's ready. And that was from Ross Grau that I learnt that off. He did a post and that's what he made a comment of, as that as soon as they split, that's the best time to pick them, and they have the highest germination rate. And that's what I found as well, is when you pick them like this, I've cleaned them up and then put them straight into containers to germinate, and I feel like it's almost 100%. It's got to be in the high 90% of germination rate when I do it like this. I found recently a couple more with scale on it. So this guy had a bit of scale there on all the ribs. So I've been treating him pretty harshly with imidacloprid. And as well down here it's got a bit of fungal issues. So I've been giving it a decent amount of phosphorus acid. So he is looking good at the moment. He's not getting worse. And I did the same with these guys here, these two. I bought this from a person. And I actually bought it from there, so it's grown quite a bit. But they both had scale on the tips, which the tips were about here. And so that would have been a bit of damage from scale and whatnot. And at the moment, I cannot see any more scale. No, that's not scale. Maybe that is there. No. So yeah, ever since I've been giving these guys imidacloprid and fos acid, I don't think the fos acid did much for the scale, but imidacloprid, I'm putting them out in an area spot, full sun just about, in an open area, so I think that would have helped too. It had a bit of scarring problems, but other than that, like, no more scale. Bit of fungal spots coming up due to the recent rain, and we're having high humidity, but other than that, it's not very severe. But no, so these two are going well since I've moved them here. So it'll be interesting now that I've noticed that this one has some scale, if it comes good. And this one's just had a, I can't remember now, I think I saw scale on it, but now I can't, maybe there. Yeah, see, this one had a couple spots of scale, so I moved it over here too, and it had a decent amount of fungal spots on it. This guy was sort of in the back of a corner. Out there, it was in the corner near the fence. And that spot there was facing the fence. But then if you look here, there's nothing on this side. So that indicates to me that the reason why it got the fungal issues is because it was facing the fence where there's shade, no sun, and humidity. I'm pretty sure this was the same thing here, so that's got all good on that side, but fungal on that side, because that was facing the shade. So we've both now got them facing out that way towards the sun, because the sun goes across that way. So hopefully they'll clear up. That one's already cleared up a fair bit. This one's got a little bit more to go till it's cleared up. Got 6 people viewing at the moment. Hope everyone's day is going alright on a Saturday. Hope everyone's holidays was good. See, now this guy hasn't gotten any better. I moved this guy over here to this position. I put a bunch of pumice in it to make it more airy. Gave it more fertilizer. Imidacloprid. Well, that doesn't matter. But phosphorus acid. Gave it a bunch of that. I even cut off the top where it was mainly infected, but it hasn't gotten any better. It's actually gotten worse. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this guy. Let me just have a look on this side. Well, see, again, that's interesting that there's not that much on this side because that's the side that faces the sun. So I might turn him over that way a bit. Wait, yeah, that way. See what happens. But the other guys, they're not looking too bad. The recent rain we've had is just not good for these guys. Too humid. But other than that, everything else is going pretty well. Nothing much on these guys. Yeah, really well on these guys actually. I'm surprised. Yeah, but we're getting some really nice lookers at the moment. They've had their frass. It's been enough time where we've had plenty of rain to water it in, plenty of time for microorganisms to break some of it down, the fertilizer we've been giving it, and the rain, and really nice weather in terms of the amount of sun, and so everything's been growing pretty well. Starting to get some more maturity in these guys, some new stuff to look at. It's been really interesting to see what these guys are turning into and how they're looking. Yeah, the crests are getting bigger all the time. At the moment I'm looking at a property, so we'll see how that goes. That'd be awesome. And if that happens, well then I'll be doing a bunch of videos on how I'm going to move all this. Because that'll be a big job. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. That's the cactus side. And then there's this side. All bushy. Which isn't bad because most of it is like plants, not too much weed. There is this viola, I think it is, but it sort of overtakes all the other weeds, so I don't mind it. But no, you got to keep these guys neat and clean, otherwise they get overtaken with weeds. And you know, if you're getting weeds in the center of there or right near the spines, it's just game over. And then you're chasing your tail for years and years and you never get on top of it. So that's one thing for new growers or even growers in general. Get on top of your weeds. It saves you so much time. Now whenever I do a weed, I might, you know, I won't touch these for 2 months, 1 or 2 months, and there'll be a few odd ones. And you just go around picking them up. It generally doesn't take that long because there's nothing there to set seed. The only reason weeds come up is because there's seeds in the pots. If you have no weeds to put seeds in the pots, you have no weeds. My only other issue is this guy. But these will seed, but they'll also have bulbs. See, because it goes so deep, it just snaps off. So if I want to get this weed out, I basically have to unpot this guy, or I have to dig really far down with a screwdriver or something, which I'm really not bothered. So that is one guy that I do have trouble with, but it doesn't cause me too much problems. As whenever I see the flowers come up, or even just these, I just pull them up. I don't really care about the bulbs, because eventually they'll get up potted, and then when I up pot them, I can sift out the bulbs. And here's an example of if you let the weeds get control, you get things like this. Now I've pulled that out a dozen times already, but because of where it's wedged, the root's all under that, and I can't get a good grip of it. So eventually when I up pot this, I'll have to, or put it in the ground, whatever, I'll have to sift out that weed. This is probably the ducks. The ducks are always climbing up over these things. Yeah, 100% it sucks, but keep doing it. It's like, there are definitely times when I'm too busy with all my other stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'll leave it for another day. I'll leave it for another day, and then it turns into weeks and months, and yeah. I'll if I think of it, I'll post some pictures on my Instagram. Because at one point in time, when I first got into this stuff, like, I was real lazy, and so this whole backyard bit was all lawn. There was a tree there. The stump's still there, you can see. There was a peach tree. And so there's a tree there, big bush, grass all of there. So, and me being silly, I just planted the cactus in amongst the grass. And then the grass sort of took over, and then I got a bunch of fungal issues because when it rained, then it stayed wet for way longer, and it was a massive problem. But yeah, no, it's covered in weeds, and then I got a photo of it, and then afterwards, it looks like this bare with cactus all in there. So no, it makes a difference. But once you get on top of it, it's good. Another thing you could do is mulch with rocks or something. So then, if you have had months or years and years of weed seeds falling on the top there, then put rocks on there or some sort of mulch, and then the weed seeds shouldn't come up out through that. There's also plenty of what's it called? I can't remember the name for it, but it's when you place it down on top of the soil, and when seeds germinate, they'll die off. Pre-emergent. What else have I been doing lately? Not too much in the garden, to be honest. I took a few photos recently, some nice photos of these guys. Oh, let's check out this Sam's 02. This Sam's 02 is looking pretty interesting at the moment. It's got this real totem look, you know, or melted wax. So here we got sort of some sort of merged aerial, and then we got the top here. And I like this, the V thing here. They're all just doing weird things. And then we got the top here. Just like, what is it doing? That's Sam's 02. And then we got these guys still doing the middle rib. I'm hoping that it's going to stay. And then we got this guy, TPM cross N1. What was that? Nice, yeah. Seeing how nice your garden looks lets me knowing I'm slacking. Got to downsize, then I can better care for what I keep. Loving those multi-ribs. Yeah, honestly, that's the other thing I thought of, is that you get so many, you don't have time to look after them all. Downsizing isn't an option for me. I'm a hoarder. I don't want to let them go. So I just have to deal with it. I just have to suck it up and put more effort into it, you know. But I mean, if you can do it, downsize, because yeah, just get rid of those ones that don't do much for you. Keep those ones that are really good looking. Have a high quality collection. And then there's, yeah, this one. See if I can get a This is a weird one. Popping something out the top. Have you ever had a flower bud turn into a pup? No. Someone asked me that the other day, but no. And I saw that picture on, I think it was community page or something. It's one of those. I saw it on there and it looked very interesting and it fell off, the guy said. But no. This guy's going strong. There's the HBO8 looking fat. I'm just, every time I see it, I'm just surprised about how fat it's getting. It's just a fat boy, isn't he? And the HBO7. Yeah, I haven't been doing too much else, to be honest. Oh, I've been doing a few grafts. They're all, so far, pretty successful, so I'm happy about that. That one there hasn't grown much. This one's grown a little bit. It's pumping out a bit. I think the one over here is pumping a lot. This one is boltwood, so it's getting notches on it already. The V's, if you can see that, it's gotten fat. Then we got this guy. He hasn't grown much either. Downsizing is a great and necessary if you can't care for them, but the more cacti you have, the more you notice growth. That's why it's so addicting, I find. Yeah, 100%. You know, you have 10 and you keep an eye on each one of those and you're like, yep, I know what that one looks like, I know what that one looks like. Oh yeah, I've seen the growth on all of them. Like you get so used to all of them and it's like, now I need something different. I need another one, you know, and then when you have, you know, this many, you can walk through the garden every day, and every day you're probably going to see something new that you didn't see, and it's pretty, yeah, it's excellent. I think Zero Entity cross Trojan Llama crest. So it's done a little bit of growth. It's fattened up, but hasn't done too much. This guy, I can't remember what he is. He hasn't done too much yet. The one my partner did has grown a touch. Oh, actually, that doesn't look too good, to be honest. That looks a bit like rot down there. Oh, no, actually, it might be fine. Because there's that, but that's all dry. Hopefully it's all good. What else have we got? We've got this guy over here, which is... Oh, here's another Zero Entity cross Trojan Llama. This was a piece that wasn't mutated, just to see what that's going to look like. That's fattened up a bit, but still decently slow. That was the first one I did. This one's a new one I just did the other day, so that's not going to have any growth, but so far it looks successful. I was so bad at grafting a few years ago. Ooh. Here's the sucker bug, guys. If you see them, kill them. They are not good bugs. Sucker bug. Those are the ones that put the rings on there, or they'll it'll go like really light green, and yeah, they're not good. I've noticed quite a few of them on my collection lately, so not good. I think they come from the mandarin tree, and maybe a few of my chilies here. Wow, look at this guy popping. He's got 2 up there, and then he's got, what's he got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pups at the base. That's crazy. 7 pups all up, pumping. Honestly, I just bought a mix of May. I think one would be a ghost pepper or whatever it's called. Maybe habanero, the chocolate one, the Trinidad. I was just like, yeah, let's get the hottest ones possible. So yeah, that's what I did. But I just put them in dehydrated, dry them, then crush them up into a jar, and then all I have to do is put on like a tiny amount, like just a speck. You put a tiny little thing into your meal, mix it around, perfect. You don't need any more. Alright. Seedlings all going well. Here's the zero entity Cross Trojan llama. I've got 2 grafts of those. This one's looking really nice. But then is that? Yeah, so you can see that's the border there. All of these ones here are Trojan llama cross zero entity. And it's funny that all the crests are sort of on this side, but there's no... Oh, well, there is one there. That's a mutated one. Or is that just pups? No, that's just pups. Don't worry about that. This one does have a little arm on the side there, down the bottom. That's a bit mutated. But nothing else in this whole section is mutated. So it's just, what are the chances all being there and not, scattered around? What are you up to, mate? Hey? What are you up to? This guy is looking still pretty slick. Pretty smooth looking. Got some crest seedlings looking nice. This one's doing some cool stuff. Reverting pretty much all the way around, but then a couple of them are still mutated. Oh, glad you like it, Logan. And here's another one. This one's like a pretty solid crest all the way around. A couple bits where it dips in there and over here, but solid at the top there. The bridge. I forgot what bridge you were talking about. Oh, over there probably. Bloody flies everywhere. They're shitting on my cactus. All these black dots, it's fly shit. Because of these stupid ducks with their crap, and then it brings the flies in. Oh well. Here's an update on the three-headed spiral, which is now four-headed, which people still love because it's like the four winds or whatever. No longer spiraling fully, but we'll see what happens. And then it's got 4 pups at the base there. One's got 4-headed, so that's interesting that one of the pups has a 4-head, but the rest is like what, 5, 5, and 5. So yeah. But this one, I'm loving this one. This is nice. And it's not that skinny for a Brigestio, especially at this size. So I'm interested in that, how thick it is at this size. That's another 4-headed one. What do we got going on in here, eh? Good old fool's breath, kicking along on a graft. This guy here. Oh, this is interesting. I haven't noticed that one before. What is that? Interesting. I'll have to keep an eye on that one. This guy's doing its thing. Pup's coming along nicely. Oh, I noticed this today. I just thought it was super cool. Oh no, that's not a Trichoceros. I think it's a Euphorbia. I got it from a trade with someone. You talking about that one? Yeah, I got it from trade. I assume it's a euphorbia or something. I don't know. Alright. Where's the fat Scott? Alright guys, well I might leave it at that. If anyone's got any questions, give them to me now or anything you want to say. Otherwise I might go and I'll do some watering with the Fos acid and imidacloprid. Get on top of these cactus. Alright guys, see you later.